Sounds play a huge role in our daily lives. Even though we can't see them, they fill our surroundings and often influence our behavior without us even realizing it. Ever wonder why? For example, certain sounds have become synonymous with everyday objects and experiences. Let's explore the stories behind some common sounds we encounter daily and find out why they sound the way they do. Starting with something many of us do countless times a day, writing. If you've ever taken notes in school, worked on a document at the office, or simply jotted down a reminder, you've probably heard that distinct clicking sound of a ballpoint pen. It might seem like just a simple byproduct of the pen's mechanism, but believe it or not, there's a fascinating story and science behind that sound. In the past, pens required you to twist or uncap them, which wasn't the most convenient method. Then in 1965, a Japanese inventor named Yoshio Maruta developed a pen that could be opened and closed with a click, offering a quicker and more user-friendly experience. This innovation led to what we now call the click pen, a staple in offices and homes worldwide. But have you ever paid attention to the actual sound the pen makes when you click it? That satisfying click isn't just a mere accident. It's an intentional design choice with a deeper meaning. You see, when we perform a simple action like clicking a pen, we want to know that our action has been acknowledged. We seek feedback, and this is precisely what that click provides. It's a micro sense of control and satisfaction. According to psychologists, this auditory and tactile feedback triggers a release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward in our brains. This makes us feel good and encourages us to repeat the behavior. That's why some people might find themselves absent-mindedly clicking their pens, just enjoying that mini burst of dopamine and the feeling of control it brings. But let's move away from stationery and shift our focus to another device we probably use just as often, our smartphones. When your phone vibrates, letting you know you have a notification or an incoming call, have you ever thought about why it vibrates in a particular way? Is it just a random buzz, or is there a method to the madness? It turns out that the buzz you feel on your phone isn't just a recent development. It traces its roots back to the days of pagers, those brick-sized devices that were the predecessors to mobile phones. Pagers used physical motors with tiny weights inside to create a vibration. When the motor would turn on, the weight would shift, creating a distinctive buzzing sensation. Mobile phones later adopted this method and built upon it. But have you ever noticed that different phones vibrate differently? For example, iPhones tend to have a slightly higher pitch buzz compared to Android phones. This difference isn't just due to varying technologies used in different devices. It's also a result of deliberate choices made by manufacturers. You see, the vibration you feel on your phone is closely tied to how you perceive it. A softer buzz might go unnoticed, especially in noisy environments, while a harsh vibration could be annoying and distracting. Therefore, companies spend significant time and effort finding the perfect balance, testing various vibration patterns and intensities to ensure that you receive your notifications without being irritated. Apple, in fact, has patented specific vibration patterns. So when your iPhone vibrates, you're literally feeling the results of years of design choices and market research. Now let's shift from the digital buzz of your phone to the comforting ding of your microwave oven. Next time you heat up some food in the microwave, pay close attention to the sound that signals it's finished. That iconic ding is more than just a notification. It's a carefully crafted element of design that has stood the test of time. Microwaves were first introduced into the market in the 1940s, and initially people had no idea how long their food would take to cook or if it was safe to eat. Manufacturers knew that users would need a clear indication that the cooking process was complete and that the food was safe to consume. Enter the ding. This sound was borrowed from traditional kitchen timers, which were commonly used in households at the time. The familiarity of the sound provided a sense of comfort and trust. People were already used to the sound indicating that a task was done. But why specifically a ding sound? Well, studies conducted by appliance manufacturers revealed that this particular sound was perceived as friendly and trustworthy. Moreover, it was deemed more appropriate for a kitchen setting compared to other sounds, like beeps or buzzers. Over the years, the ding sound has become so deeply ingrained in our culture that even toy microwaves meant for children make the same sound, instantly connecting them to the real thing. Moving from the kitchen to your car, let's consider the sound that accompanies one of your most frequent interactions with your vehicle, locking your car. The familiar beep when you lock your car is a relatively recent addition to automobiles. Before the late 1980s, keyless entry systems were silent. The addition of the beep was driven by a simple yet crucial reason, providing users with feedback. You see, in the past, people often second-guessed themselves after locking their cars, wondering if they had actually locked it. This uncertainty could lead to unnecessary actions like returning to the door to check or even leaving the car unlocked. To solve this issue, automakers started adding a beep as confirmation that the locking mechanism had engaged. Toyota was among the first to implement this feature, and once one manufacturer started using it, it quickly spread to others. Today, the beep serves as a standardized signal. You know without looking that your car is locked. However, luxury car makers are experimenting with unique lock sounds as a way to differentiate their vehicles. So in the near future, you might be able to identify a BMW, Tesla, or Mercedes just from the sound of its doors locking, from the car to your computer. Have you ever paused to think about the Windows startup sound? That distinctive chord has been a part of the Windows experience for many of us. But behind that familiar melody lies a fascinating story of how an artist was brought in to create a sound that would define an era. In the early 1990s, Microsoft wanted to change the way Windows started up. Instead of the old-fashioned black screen with white text, they wanted something more visually appealing and sonically pleasing. This was part of a larger effort to make Windows feel more user-friendly and less intimidating. They turned to Brian Eno, a musician renowned for his work in ambient music, to compose a sound that encapsulated the essence of the new Windows experience. Eno's brief was to create a sound that was optimistic, futuristic, and short enough to load quickly on computers of the time. After experimenting with various sounds, Eno hit upon a calm, melodic chord that perfectly fit the bill. He composed the tune on a Mac, as he didn't particularly like working on PCs, which crashed frequently, disrupting his workflow. The sound was an instant hit, and soon became an integral part of the Windows brand identity. Fun fact, when Windows 95 was released, the new interface included a screensaver that featured the startup sound playing over it. This allowed users to enjoy the music without the context of starting up the system. But let's shift from the digital realm of computers to another familiar environment, banks. The next time you withdraw some money from an ATM, listen closely to the sound that echoes within the machine. That distinctive beep is not a random noise. It's a carefully chosen sound designed to serve a specific purpose. The ATM beep is an example of sound symbolism, where a particular sound is used to evoke a specific meaning or response. Banks implemented this sound to help users stay focused and avoid mistakes. You see, ATMs have numerous functions, and users can easily be distracted or confused, especially if they're not tech-savvy. Studies by banking researchers showed that more melodic sounds could distract ATM users, leading to incorrect transactions. On the other hand, a neutral sound like a beep effectively captured users' attention without being pleasant enough to ignore. By using a distinct and attention-grabbing sound, banks aim to minimize errors and ensure that customers complete their transactions accurately. As we come to the end of our journey through everyday sounds, we're left with a deeper appreciation for the unseen forces that shape our daily lives. From the click of a pen to the ding of a microwave, each sound is a testament to human ingenuity and our desire to make the world around us more efficient and enjoyable. These sounds are more than just noise. They're a reflection of our psychology, our culture, and our need for seamless interaction with the world around us. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and joining our community. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep listening to the world around you. You never know what stories you might uncover.